What's good, everybody? I'm Jerry, about to check out how Master P finessed the entire music industry. This video is about hustlers in the hood. Master P is one of the GOATs when it comes to independent music, independent ownership, being a boss, and how he finessed the entire music industry is by using leverage. He came into the music industry with money already, and he somehow got a hold of got a hold of Michael Jackson's lawyer. He paid him $25,000. The guy gave Master P advice on how to get I think it was a distribution deal through the record label, which allowed Master P to not only own his records but distribute it through stores. And he'll promote the music himself by going out putting posters and everything, bus benches and everything. And in return, P gets 85% of the profits, while the record label only gets 15%. And that was a deal that has never been orchestrated since or before that time. So you're about to hop into this video and see how else Master P finessed the music industry. Let's go.
How Master P built an empire with just 10K.
P was like the blueprint for independent people, young
Absolutely.
coming out the street, how to empower themselves and their family through music, and also not
He got his game from
the structure. He's smart enough to size.
He got his game from
whole business model.
E40's uncle and Jay Prince back in the day.
Master P.
St. Charles
It's so much of
E40's
a hustler.
uncle.
He was there in the very beginning, and he could see that I was going where I was going.
They was the only niggas getting money in the industry. Puffy and them was rocking, but they wasn't getting no money like
Master P brought in legit money to the industry, to the music industry.
Had the money. Master P had the motherfucking money. True in the P, man. They need to build statues for P, man.
R.I.P. Nip.
Before hip-hop empires ruled the charts and rap moguls became household names, one man dared to dream much bigger. Known to the world as Master P, he didn't just break barriers, he built a new blueprint and transformed himself into a cultural icon and business powerhouse. By 1998, he wasn't just making music, he was a force. Listed by Forbes as one of the 40 highest paid entertainers,
that was back in the 90s.
$56.5 million annually. And today, his empire is worth over $200 million. But how did a kid from the Callio Projects, a place many never escaped, rise to heights no one thought possible? What risks did he take? And what lessons can we learn from the legacy he built? Today, we'll uncover Master P's untold story, his early grind, the guts, and the groundbreaking decisions that turned him into a living legend. But more importantly, we'll break down the financial moves and business strategies that built his empire, giving you invaluable lessons on how to play the game and win big. Early life and the 10K investment. The story of Master P didn't start with glamour. It started in the shadows. Born on April 29, 1970, in the unforgiving streets of the Callio Projects in New Orleans, Percy Robert Miller, better known as Master P, faced obstacles that would break most people. But even in an environment overshadowed by crime, poverty, and violence, Percy dared to dream beyond the chaos. A natural athlete with overshadowed by crime, poverty, and violence, Percy dared to dream beyond the chaos. A natural athlete with big ambitions, Percy excelled as a student and basketball player on his high school team, and this talent earned him a basketball scholarship to the University of Houston, offering a glimpse of a life far from the struggles of the projects. However, his dream was cut short by a knee injury, forcing him to shift gears. Refusing to give up, he enrolled at Merritt College in Oakland to study business administration, a decision that would prove pivotal in his journey. The first move. At just 21 years old, armed with a $10,000 inheritance from a medical malpractice settlement following his grandfather's tragic death, Master P had a choice: squander the money or invest it, and he chose freedom. While most people might have blown the money on a car or quick thrills, Master P saw the inheritance as an opportunity to build something lasting. Combining 2 years of junior college business education, passion for music, and a lifetime of street smarts, he took a leap of faith, leaving New Orleans behind to start afresh in Richmond, California. Success, however, didn't come with red carpets or flashing lights. It began in a rundown building, seeing potential where others saw ruin. Percy struck a deal, cleaned up the space, and transformed it into the headquarters of his dream. No Limit records and tapes. With his wife Sonia and their 1-year-old son, you might know him as Little Romeo, Percy turned the back room of that shop into their new home. While customers browsed through West Coast rap albums from Tupac, Too Short, Rapid Forte, and E40, The Millers were in the back room balancing family life with hustle. The shop became more than just a business. It was Percy's crash course in the music industry. He wasn't just selling music, he was soaking in the game, learning the industry from the ground up, what sold, how to market, and spotting gaps in the market. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. Running the store came with challenges, limited funds, cutthroat competition, and the constant fight to keep the doors open in a tough market. Despite the obstacles, Master P turned setbacks into stepping stones. He began recognizing industry patterns and identifying opportunities. That's when it clicked. He could do more than sell records. He could create them. In 1991, P dropped the debut album, Get Away Clean, under his own label, No Limit Records. It wasn't a massive hit, but it proved a crucial point. Percy Miller didn't need a major label to make music.
I kept consistency on the dreams and the goals, and every day I put something a little bit in, even when it looked like it wasn't happening.
For him, failure wasn't the end. It was fuel, determined to succeed. He hit the road.
That's why y'all don't see me as much on here, because I'm not consistent.
I was out when the lights was on.
That's my biggest problem.
Every show, every promoter, every handshake was a step forward. And by 1992, his second album, Mama's Bad Boy, sold over 150,000 copies independently. No major label, no flashy budget, just raw grind. At this point, it was clear that $10K investment in his store wasn't a failure. It was $10K invested in invaluable industry knowledge. He learned where the demand was, what people wanted, and how to deliver it. That success was the turning point. Percy knew he had cracked the code. And then came the album that changed everything. The Ghetto's Trying to Kill Me dropped in 1994, and it was a monster. The album sold over 250,000 copies independently, pulling in nearly $1 million. By the end of the year, No Limit Records was raking in cash and proving that freedom was more valuable than any shortcut. But Percy Miller wasn't done rewriting the rules. The game-changing distribution deal. At a time when most artists were signing their lives away
This one
for
he
a
made
quick
history
payday,
right here.
Master P did something no one expected. He turned down a $1 million deal from Jimmy Iovine at Interscope Records.
I was offered $1 million. I said, I'm gonna be a millionaire. But then I started thinking I have 12 other people at home. So if I gave everybody $100,000, we still broke.
That's right. A kid from the Callio Projects, where opportunity was as rare as a golden ticket, walked away from $1 million offer. To many, it seemed crazy, but Master P wasn't reckless. He was calculated.
I said, I'm gonna sell my CDs out the trunk of my car, and I'm gonna go to every city, every hood out here from Atlanta to Texas to Chicago, and I had saved up $300,000.
He refused to be another artist earning pennies, while the label raked in millions. This rejection sparked a shift in his mindset. If labels were willing to throw around such massive deals, what were they really worth? More importantly, what did they know that he didn't?
The biggest artist in the world was Michael Jackson at the time. So I said, I'm gonna call Michael Jackson's attorney. And I said, well, look, I wanna find out what kind of deal Michael Jackson had. He said, that's gonna cost you $25,000. I said, $25,000 to talk to you? I said, okay, sir, I'm gonna give you the $25,000. That was the best money I ever spent.
Determined to find out, P doubled down on himself. In that gamble, it changed the game forever.
I asked him, I said, what's the next deal? He said, you get a distribution deal, but you're gonna need $200,000 marketing money. That's the only way you could get it. But he don't know I was already selling CDs out the trunk of my car.
By 1996, Master P struck a groundbreaking deal with Priority Records, one that was virtually unheard of in the industry at the time.
The distribution deal is you own 85% of the company and they own 15%. It never been done before. And so I went back, I kept looking for companies till one time Priority Records showed up.
Not only did No Limit retain full ownership
He
of all his
received
master
a
recordings,
$375,000
but Priority
advance,
agreed to give him
$1,000 for every
85% of the
album,
wholesale price on every album
and maintain
sold. Cost to
ownership
make it happen,
of all his
$200,000
masters.
for marketing, which came from the $300,000 P had saved up. For context, a distribution deal typically means the artist or label handles the creative side, producing the music, designing the artwork, and promoting the album, while the distributor ensures the music gets into stores and streaming platforms. Typically, the distribution company takes a significant cut, but Master P flipped the script, negotiating a deal that kept control and profits firmly in his hands. To put this in perspective, most artists were lucky to earn 25 to 50%, and even global icons like Madonna weren't commanding deals like this. On top of that, No Limit received a $375,000 advance per album, a rarity in the business. This record deal was so revolutionary, it reportedly spooked major label executives into ensuring no artist ever negotiated terms like this.
I feel like a deal like
Damage
that
was
could be done
Master
again,
P had rewritten the playbook.
not
This
just in
move
music
also
though,
highlights a key
but not
principle.
in music
Never
no more.
negotiate out of desperation. and understand the value chain. When Master P turned down a $1 million deal, he showed the importance of negotiating from a position of strength, not weakness. By controlling production and marketing while leveraging Priority's distribution, he kept costs low and profits high. His first Priority album, Ice Cream Man, dropped in 1996 and quickly became a cultural phenomenon. It was the tip of the iceberg and the beginning of a No Limit dynasty, one that literally lived up to his name. The single Mr. Ice Cream Man climbed the charts, and the album went platinum, selling 1.7 million copies in the US alone. No Limit Records wasn't just surviving, it was thriving. By 1997, No Limit transformed into a hit factory. Artists like Silk the Shocker, C Murder, Mystical, Mia X, and Steady Mobbin were dropping platinum albums back to back. Then came Ghetto D in 1997, featuring the iconic anthem Make 'Em Say, The album sold over 3.2 million copies and solidified No Limit's place as an unstoppable force in hip-hop. While Master P's talent as a producer played a huge role in No Limit's success in the charts, the other key was the artist he brought on board. P was a master at signing talent, and it all came down to one key. He looked for potential, whether it was untapped or ready to be elevated. Instead of relying on hype alone, this approach kept costs low and ensured long-term success by investing in artists who could grow with the label. Between 1997 and 1998, No Limit Records released nearly 50 chart-topping albums.
Looking for
by
already
then, Master
established
P
artists.
wasn't just in the game, he was leading.
Snoop was
And
probably
his
the
next
only
move would further cement
established
his
artist
place
on the
as one of
roster
sharpest
by that time.
negotiators in the business. The kernel of the motherfucking tank had officially arrived. If you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can join our community. We want you to stay tuned for more content on money, business, and motivation. Now let's get back to it. Handling the competition. Have you ever heard of challenger brands? Companies like Warby Parker, Otley, and Under Armour that disrupt entire industries by doing more with less. Master P brought that same disruptor mentality to the music game. Competing with major labels and their massive budgets wasn't an option, so he flipped the script. His solution? Offer the audience more for less. No Limit albums delivered 20 extra minutes of music compared to the average CD.
I think he would give them 22 songs, 20 to 22 songs.
But Master P
every
didn't
album.
stop there. He formed the group TRU with his brother Silk the Shocker
Instead of
support,
like 12.
cross-promoted projects across releases and marketed in bold, unconventional ways. For context, cross-promotion is a marketing strategy where two or more businesses team up to promote each other's products or services. It works by leveraging the audience or reach of one business to benefit the other. A great example of this would be when you download a game on your phone. You might see an ad or get an offer to try another game for free. This strategy helps both apps reach more people, boost their downloads, and in turn, grow their revenue. By 1997, these tactics propelled No Limit Records to rival Death Row as the ultimate street rap powerhouse, the master stroke. At the time, Death Row Records was crumbling. Suge Knight was in prison. Lawsuits and financial troubles loomed, and the tragic death of Tupac Shakur in 1996 had destabilized the label. Among the fallout was one of their biggest stars, Snoop Doggy Dogg. 4 years after his debut, Doggy Style, Snoop's career had stalled. Frustrated and with the strained relationship with his label and Suge, he was in need of a fresh start. He became the perfect candidate for Master P's next strategic move.
He was signed with Still with Suge. Everybody at that time was definitely afraid of Suge.
P saw an opportunity where others saw a decline. Suge Knight's imprisonment and Death Row's instability created an opening, and Snoop's dissatisfaction made him ripe for acquisition. To test the waters, he featured Snoop on Mystical's Unpredictable album, and the collaboration was electric. Snoop's laid-back West Coast delivery blended perfectly with No Limit's gritty Southern beats, creating a buzz fans couldn't ignore. By 1998, Snoop became a regular on No Limit projects, and the rumors started swirling. With Snoop signing with No Limit, Death Row insisted he still owed 6 albums. Def Jam was circling too, but timing is
6
key.
albums?
Master P outmaneuvered them all, cutting a deal that only he could pull off. After a tense negotiation where P came face-to-face with Suge in prison, Snoop's departure from Death Row became a reality. He handed Suge Knight $3 million in cash and points on Snoop's next 3 albums.
Master P went to go visit Suge Knight in the penitentiary and struck a deal because everybody else was scared of that. That's when Suge Knight was the monster, the boogeyman. P went to go see him, struck a deal, paid him.
Master P saw the competitor's weakness and capitalized on it. This move is a textbook example of what in business is called distressed asset acquisition, recognizing an undervalued or troubled asset and acquiring it at the right time. Snoop Dogg was a major name in hip-hop, but his career had lost its momentum. Think of it as buying shares in a company with strong fundamentals but poor management. The potential is there. It just needs the right direction to succeed. Master P wasted no time putting his marketing genius to work. By bringing in Snoop, Master P didn't just acquire an artist, he brought in a cultural icon with an existing fan base. Snoop's face appeared on every No Limit album insert. In his label debut, The Game Is To Be Sold, Not To Be Told, it shelved on August 4th, 1998, just months after the deal was finalized. The album debuted at #1 on Billboard, selling over 800,000 copies in its first 2 weeks, and went double platinum, solidifying Master P's ability to turn potential into profit. Critics may have dismissed the album as a bloated cash grab, but it was far more than that. It was a strategic rebirth, a calculated move by Master P to revive Snoop's career while adding another jewel to No Limit's crown.
What was going on there? What drove you to work with Snoop during that time period?
I knew Snoop had a lot left in the tank. I looked at it like a used car. Death Row Records ain't know what to do with it. I said, if I get that car, I'm gonna put some wheels on it, I'm gonna put a paint job on it, I'm gonna fix it up. And that's what I did with Snoop.
He did.
This acquisition not only boosted No Limit's Records' reputation, but also solidified its dominance, helping the label sell over 20 million albums in 1998 alone. Yet, Master P wasn't content with just one major success. On May 11th, 1999, No Limit Top Dog hit shelves. This time, Snoop reunited with Dr. Dre for the first time since leaving Death Row, delivering the G-Funk sound fans had been craving. Anchored by Dr. Dre-produced tracks, No Limit Top Dog proved 2 critical points. Snoop's star power remained undeniable, and Master P's vision for creating cultural and commercial success was as sharp as ever. Strategic expansion.
And I'm not just your everyday rapper though. I'm an entrepreneur.
These words from Master P's 99 Ways to Die album weren't just a bold claim, they were a blueprint for his life. While No Limit Records dominated the charts, Master P was quietly building an empire far beyond music. One of the first rappers to recognize and capitalize on the retail potential of the music industry, Master P expanded his reach into multiple industries, including clothing, real estate, film, and video games. No opportunity was off limits in his pursuit of success. His approach to business can be described as diversified empire building or strategic diversification. These terms highlight how he leveraged his music platform as a foundation to branch out into new ventures, transforming his brand into a multifaceted empire. One of his boldest and most impactful moves was the launch of No Limit Films, a direct-to-VHS movie studio that sold millions of copies. In '97, he made his film debut with I'm Bout It, a low-budget straight-to-video release that he directed, produced, and starred in. Made on a $200,000 budget, the film grossed over $3 million, proving his vision and pioneering spirit in independent filmmaking. This success was followed by I Got the Hookup in 1998, which earned over $10 million at the box office.
The movie that Snoop Dogg did was classic too. It was called The Game of Life. It's on
He
YouTube.
launched No Limit Sports Management in 1999, representing high-profile clients like NFL star Ricky Williams and NBA player Ron Mercer. While the agency eventually closed, it demonstrated his willingness to explore new opportunities and broaden his empire, even in uncharted territory. Fashion became another pillar of his success. With No Limit Clothing and P. Miller Designs, he delivered everything from streetwear to high-end fashion, celebrated for its quality and accessibility. He even launched P. Miller's, affordable Converse-style shoes that resonated with
I had some
everyday
of P.
people.
Miller's back in the day.
Properties
Them not
also
P.
being
Miller's, them
expanded into
Yachts.
real estate,
But I used to have P.
managing over
Miller's
100 properties
back
across
in
the
like
US,
2005,
and turning undervalued
6,
spaces
something like
into
that.
thriving assets. His approach mirrored his music career: spot potential, take calculated risks, and create something valuable. By 1998, No Limit Enterprises grossed an astounding $110 million in revenue, inspiring other rappers to think beyond the mic and invest in their futures.
For me, my business is bigger than just music. I think people stereotype me and look at what we've done in music. I sold 100 million records, but if I just depended on that, I wouldn't be around where I'm at today.
The fall of No Limit. Master P's legacy in hip-hop is undeniable, but as much as the Make 'em Say rapper deserves praise for his impact, his strategy wasn't without flaws. While No Limit was at its peak, cracks began to form. Instead of consolidating its dominance in music, the label ball seemed to expand in every direction, including an unexpected
Yeah.
the basketball.
He focused too much
You
on
see,
basketball
wasn't
instead
just
of
a
on
hobby
music.
for Master P. It was his other
It
passion,
was a passion.
the one that rivaled his love for music. With a basketball scholarship to the University of Houston, he once dreamed of an NBA career, but a devastating knee injury cut his collegiate dream short, leaving a lingering sense of what if. That unfulfilled ambition stayed with him.
Basketball
As No Limit
gave
flourished, he
gave
saw a
him that
chance
itch
to
that he
revisit
never
the
got a
dreams
chance to
left behind.
scratch.
In the late 1990s, Master P set his sights on a professional basketball career, earning brief stints with teams like the Fort Wayne Fury, Las Vegas Rattlers, Charlotte Hornets, and Toronto Raptors. Coaches admired his relentless work ethic, and his determination was undeniably impressive. But the reality, P wasn't NBA material. His determination to break into basketball was unwavering, but it came at a cost. As he chased his hoop dreams, Cash Money Records was busy reshaping the music scene, rising as a dominant force with fresh talent and a cutting-edge sound that captured the spotlight No Limit Records once owned.
That ball shit is cool. Don't let it take away from what's making this real money.
We got too comfortable with being at the top.
Master P was working on everything but music. At the same time, Cash Money was hot on the scene.
It's time to make a change. I'm coming for y'all.
Strategic expansion can elevate a brand, but it should never come at the expense of the core business, the foundation supporting everything else. P's journey shows the double-edged sword of expansion. It can drive massive growth, but also create vulnerabilities if the foundation isn't reinforced. Shifting focus away from No Limit's music empire weakened the base that fueled his success. Internal conflicts further weakened No Limit. The label's foundation was deeply tied to family. Master P's brothers, Silk the Shocker and C Murder, were major artists. His ex-wife Sonia C was the label's first signee, and his cousin led Beats by the Pound, the in-house production team responsible for No Limit's signature sound. This dynamic kept calls low, but made disputes even more disruptive. A major blow came when Beats by the Pound left the label over disagreements with Master P. Their departure frustrated artists and disrupted the label's creative flow. By 2003, No Limit filed for bankruptcy. Meanwhile, some of its artists faced legal troubles, including conviction for violent crimes and drug charges, further tarnishing the label's reputation.
Like, Mystical just got into something that, even though he's no longer with the label, it gave a bad look on No Limit.
No Limit's decline was also marked by loss. The deaths of Big Ed and Soulja Slim left a void that the label couldn't fill.
Soulja Slim was actually gunned down on his mother's front lawn.
The empire that Master P built didn't crumble overnight. It faded. Attempts to reorganize the label were made, but No Limit never recaptured the magic of its glory days. Last thoughts. Unlike many of his peers, Master P built his empire on his own terms. Drawing inspiration from visionaries like Berry Gordy, he carved out a path that was uniquely his own. As his own biggest recording artist, P stayed true to his vision, refusing to let the streets dictate his boardroom moves. Even today, living among the biggest stars in the world, he hasn't lost perspective. The bright lights of Hollywood might shine, but Master P remains grounded, a testament to resilience, vision, and staying true to oneself. At his core, P is still that kid from New Orleans, the one who hustled his way out of poverty and became one of hip-hop's greatest businessmen.
Now we gotta push each other. We can't run with each other no more and support each other. If you're not right, cut the ones off that's not right. Like, we really have to get on that because they slowing us down. Like, think about it. I don't care if you're a family member, a friend, or whatever.
Master P always says, the only way to make it to the top is through hard work and perseverance. There are no shortcuts.
You understand me? He showed me how to put business because I hadn't had a record label. I was always talking that doggy style shit, but I didn't have no record label. Master P showed me how to put a label together, how to go get money, how to eat, how to make money on my tours, how to make money off of movies, how to create.
And it's crazy. Master P could have took everything that Snoop owned to this day and owned it himself. But he ain't want no money from Snoop. He just wanted to help Snoop get out of his previous situation because he knew and he still saw the potential that Snoop had in music.
Everybody on No Limit had a house, a car, 2 guns, and a bank account.
That's a class act move right there, and that's a boss. Bosses create other bosses.
Subscribe for more behind the scenes.
Shout out to Master P.
Hustle. We'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Alright, y'all, great video, man. Let me know down below in the comments of what y'all thought of my reaction to this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.